Hello students. So students, in the previous class, in the chapter that is reproduction, we were talking about the different steps that is involved in the reproduction. So we discussed about the development of the embryo, and in the development of the embryo, students, you know that first of all there is a formation of a zygote. This formation of a zygote occur in the previous one, that is the previous step, that is fertilization. So due to fertilization, there is a formation of a zygote. Okay. Now this zygote, it undergoes the cell division. It means it starts dividing, it starts increasing its number, and not only this, that cell used to divide, but the cell, it used to differentiate also. So at first the division occur, and few amount of a cell, it starts differentiating itself from the other group of the cells, and due to which we can say the different parts of the bodies occur. Okay, so first of all the zygote is there. This zygote will shows the cell division and cell differentiation, and because of that a developing stage will be reached through that of the zygote, and that we will represent it by embryo. Okay, embryo is what? It is a developing stage at which the zygote get converted into the embryo. From the embryo, students, this embryo will again get divided further and shows the cell division and cell differentiation, and there is a formation of a fetus. So we use the another term for it, and that is fetus. So zygote develops into embryo, embryo divides and differentiated into fetus, and this fetus get fully developed and give the baby, or it will lead to the birth of a baby. Okay, so you can say that this what happened in case of the development of the embryo. How? Through the process of the fertilization, embryo form, then fetus, and finally the baby. In the case of a fetus, student, you are able to recognize the different parts of the body. Okay, and when it can come outside through the mother's womb, so we call it as an infant or a baby. Okay, so this basically happened in case of a reproduction. Now you see, students, we said that the reproduction, it occurred means because in the sexual reproduction there is an involvement of the two sexes. So we can say that on that basis the male and the female reproduction is also different, or we can say the male and the female reproductive system is differ from each other. Okay. So for that, student, we have started with that of the male reproductive system. Male reproductive system. What is the male reproductive system, students? So you see the reproductive system which help in the formation of the male sexes. It help in producing the male gametes or the sperms. Okay. Now you see, student, we have discussed a few of the parts of the male reproductive system. The first one is the testis. Sorry. The first one is testis. So the first one is a pair of testes. Now, what is the role of the testis, students? You see, this testis, it helps in producing the sperms. Okay, we can say the testis is what? It is basically present outside to that of the abdominal cavity, and in this testis, you see, you can say it helps in producing that of the sperms. Okay. So basically when you take the tears of the testis, when you see it, what is there inside of the testis, you will find that several coiled tubes are present in case of a testis. Okay, coiled tubes are there, and these tubes are responsible for production of the sperms. Okay, so we can say that located outside or near to that of the abdominal cavity, outside the abdominal cavity, consisting of Many coil tubes, many coil tubes. Basically, what is the role of these coil tubes? It helps in producing sperms. So whenever the question is asked that what is the role of a testis, you will always say that basically it consisting of a tube which help in producing the sperms, or we can say the testis is responsible for releasing the male sex cells at the age of puberty. Okay, so it is responsible for producing the male gamete. We have also said that how the sperms look like. So you see, it is having a head, okay, it is having a middle portion, and finally it is also having a tail. This tail, it proves that it is motile. Okay, what is the meaning of a motile here, student? It means it can move. Okay, so we can say that it is like a tadpole. When you look at the structure of the sperm, it is like a tadpole which is having a head portion, a middle portion is there, and a tail is there. The tail itself says that it can move easily. So we can say that it is motile because of the presence of a tail in it. Now, as the sperm, so this is all about the testis, which is the first part which help in producing the sperms, okay, which help in producing the male gamete. Now this sperm from that of this testis, it will goes to the another part of the male reproductive system, and that is vas deferens, okay. So vas deferens. Okay. Now what is the role of a vas deferens? Basically its role that when the sperm passes through that of the vas deferens or to that of the sperm duct, this vas deferens, this sperm duct, it already had collected all the hormones which is released by the different glands. Okay, so you can say that it helps in providing the nutrition, it helps in provide the nourishment, and for that it used to give all the hormones which already has been released by the different glands and make it mixes with that of the sperms. Okay, so we can say that hormones produced by different glands produced by mixes with the sperm. So in case of a vas deferens student, that is also known as a sperm duct. So in this sperm duct, there are the different types of hormones present in it. These hormones has been released by the different glands. Now, when the sperm reaches to the vas deferens, the different hormone will get mixes with that of the sperm. Now, what is the role of this hormone, student? It helps in nourishment. Nourishment of sperm. So it helps in providing the nourishment to that of the sperms. Okay, so hormones, it releases hormones which is released by different glands mixes with the sperms. These hormones help in giving the nutrition and nourishment to the sperm. Now you see students, there is a mixture of a hormone and the sperm is there. So we can say that the mixture of hormones and sperm is known as semen. That is known as semen. That is known as student semen. So you see student, we can say that semen is what? Semen is actually the mixture of hormones plus sperms. Consisting of the hormone and other nutrients plus sperms, that is the semen. So when the sperm passes through that of the vas deferens, it will mixes with the hormone. Right now when it got mixed with the other hormones, this time we will not use the term sperm since the other thing is also there. So we will start calling it as semen. It means now onwards, from that of the sperm duct, we will use the term semen instead of that of the sperm. So in the second part, student, we have seen that vas deferens of the sperm duct help in producing the hormone which give nourishment and nutrition to the nutrients to that of the sperm, and the term that we use for the sperm right now mixes with the hormone is the semen. Okay, so this is the second part. Now the sperm will reaches to that of the urethra. Next one is urethra. So urethra is what, students, you see that urethra, it is a long thin tube structure which extend from that of the urinary bladder. Okay, so from the urinary bladder there is a you can say a extension occur of a long thin tube that is known as a urethra. So from the vas deferens, this sperms reaches to a long thin tube like a structure which is extending from that of a urinary bladder, that is known as a urethra. Okay, so we can write it: long thin tube extending from the bladder, and from the bladder to the tip of the penis, Okay, so semen enters it through sperm duct. So you see, student, from the sperm duct, now this semen, we are using the term semen here. So this semen will enter into the urethra, and the urethra is what, student? It is a long thin tube which extends from that of the bladder to that of the tip of the penis. Okay, so it will reaches to the urethra, which is a long thin tube, and it extends from that of the bladder. Okay, so from the sperm duct, it now reaches to the urethra, and from the urethra it will comes out to the body, comes out in the form of a urine as well as the semen. Okay, so we will say that penis outermost part. Okay, so semen and urine comes out through it. Okay, semen and that of the urine together, both of them come out through this part. Okay, so we have seen there are 4 parts, student. The first part is the testis. Testis is what? Which is present, which is located outside to that of the abdominal cavity. When you see inside to that of the testis, you will find that several coil tubes are there, and these tubes are responsible for the formation of the sperms. So we can say that the formation of the sperms or production of the sperms occur in the male reproductive organ. Which part is responsible, students? So that is the testis. Testis is responsible for that. Second one, students, that is the sperm duct or vas deferens. In this case, in the case of a sperm duct or in the case of a vas deferens, this the sperms reaches to that of the sperm duct, and the hormones will be the hormones which has already been released by the different plants mixes with that of the sperms and making it more fluid, and that will be called it as a semen. The third one, student, is the urethra. So from the sperm duct, now this semen reaches to that of the urethra. Urethra is a thin tube-like a structure which extend out from that of the bladder to the penis. Okay, so it will reaches to that of the urethra. From the urethra, now it will reaches to the penis. Penis is what? It is the outermost part, and it is the part through which the semen and the urine comes outside of the body. Okay, so this is the male reproductive system and the different parts which is involved in the production of testis or the production of sperms and semen, as well as the passage through which the semen passes through the body to outside. Okay. So this is all about the male reproductive system. Now we will move to the next one and try to understand, that is the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. So if we talk about the female reproductive system, so likewise we have discussed in case of a male reproductive system that there are some parts which is responsible for the formation of the sperms and the passage through which the sperm passes out. Same here also, although in the female reproductive system, it help in the formation of the female sexes or female gamete, that is also known as ova or egg. Okay, so we can say that the female reproductive system is also having different parts which is responsible for the production of the gametes as well as the development and fusion. Okay, so we can write it that it mainly includes a pair of ovaries. A pair of ovaries. Second one is oviduct. Oviduct. Third one is vagina. And finally uterus. Okay. So first it will be uterus and then vagina. Uterus, vagina. Okay, so ovaries are there, oviduct is there, uterus is there, and vagina is there, students. So when you see the ovaries, the term ovaries, it tells that this is a part which is responsible for the formation of an egg, or also known as a ova. Okay, ova or ovum. So basically, if we talk about the first one, that is a pair of ovaries. So what kind of a shape it has, students? Almond shape. When you look at it, it will look like a two almond or a shaped glands. When you look at it, it will look like an almond. So we can say that in the female reproductive system, there is a two almond shaped gland that is known as ovary or egg. Sorry, ovum or egg. Okay, so two almond shaped structure or gland is there which help in producing the ovum or the egg. That is, which helps in producing ovum or egg. It helps in producing ovum or egg. So we can say that a pair of ovaries is there and the function of the ovary that it helps in producing the egg. You see students, in case of a male reproductive system, we discussed one thing, and that is in that case students, there was also an organ, a testis is there, a pair of testes is there. That pair of testes is responsible for the formation of the sperms or for it help in producing the sperms. Same here also students, there is a pair of ovaries. When you see that a pair of ovaries, you will see in your book you can see the diagram also, that it will be you see it is a kind of it is two present at both the side, and that is a shape. It will have a shape of an almond. So we can say that it is a two almond shaped glands. Why we are saying gland? Because it helps in producing the egg or ovum. Either you can use ovum or egg. The plural of this ovum is known as ova. Okay, so egg or ovum. So it helps in producing the ovum. So pair of ovaries responsible for producing the egg or that of ova. Okay, so that is about the pair of ovaries, that it is of a two almond shape. Now this ovaries, it is connected to that of the uterus with the help of a tube-like a structure, and that is known as the oviduct or fallopian tube. Okay, so the next one we can say is that of the oviduct or fallopian tube. Fallopian tube or oviduct. So you see student, this ovaries, a pair of ovaries is there. This ovaries is connected to the uterus. Okay, uterus is also known as the womb. So we will say that the ovaries is connected to the uterus through a tube-like a structure called fallopian tube. Called fallopian tube or oviduct. Okay. So oviduct or the fallopian tube, it is you can say it's a kind of a link or a tube which helps in connecting the ovaries to that of the uterus. Now one more thing is there, that when you see the opening of the this fallopian tube, so this it is like a funnel shape. Okay, and this funnel shape, it used to carry the egg or the ovum which is released by the ovary. So ovary, they used to release the ovum or the egg, and this egg will reaches to a funnel shaped structure, tube like a structure, that is known as a fallopian tube. So fallopian tube help in carrying that of the ovum or the egg which is released by the ovaries. So we can also write that is funnel shape, that is oviduct is a funnel shaped opening. It is a funnel shaped opening carrying the ovum. It carries the ovum which is released by the ovaries. Okay, so the ovum or the egg which is released by that of the that of the ovaries, this egg or ovum will reaches to a funnel shaped opening that is also known as a oviduct or fallopian tube. So we can say fallopian tube, it is a funnel shaped structure, as well as it is a connecting tube, it is a connecting link tube which help in connecting the uterus to that of the ovaries. Okay, so a pair of ovaries consisting of a pair of a fallopian tube, from where the ovum it used to present in that the fallopian tube, and finally this ovum, after the formation of a zygote, it will reaches to that of the uterus. Okay, so the next one is uterus. Uterus. What is a uterus, students? Uterus is the part of the female reproductive system which used to carry the infant, student, or you can say where the development of the zygote occur. You all are knowing that the formation of the zygote occur and due to the fertilization, and after the fertilization, let me tell you one more thing here. When we talk about the ovum or when we talk about the sperm, both of them are what? It is a single cell. This one is also single cell. Okay. So this is also single cell. Ovum is also single cell like that of the sperm. Okay. Okay. So ovum is single cell and sperm is also single cell. When we talk about the uterus, students, so you see uterus is what? It is the part where the zygote development occur. Okay. So we can write it. Uterus is the part of the female reproductive system, where the zygote mature, matures. Okay, so we can say that basically the zygote, it gets developed into a fetus. So from the fetus, it will develop into an infant. So you see, student, that basically up to fetus, from that of the zygote to the fetus, this portion used to carry the fetus into it. Okay, and that is why the uterus is also known as a womb. Uterus is also called as a womb. Okay, so you have heard about the womb of the mother. Basically, the uterus is that part because it is carrying the baby in it. It is carrying the fetus inside the body. So the development of the zygote occurs due to the fertilization and the development of the zygote into the fetus, and this whole process occurs in that of the uterus. There is another part also, student, and that is known as a vagina, which is also a part of a female reproductive system. So we can write it vagina. What is a vagina, student? So vagina is basically a muscular tube structure, which is a muscular tube which it opens outside. Okay, so muscular tube opens outside. It is a muscular tube-like a structure. Tube-like a structure is there, students, which actually opens outside. And this is only the part which receives the sperm from the male reproductive system. Okay. male reproductive organ. Okay, so we can say that it receives it receives the sperm from the male. It receives the sperms from male. Okay, so this is the, you can say, the outermost part of the female reproductive system, which open outside, and this is only the part which receive the sperm. So we can say from the vagina, the sperms, when it enters into the vagina, from the vagina it will goes to the uterus, and from the uterus reaches to the fallopian tube, where the ovaries are there, and there the fertilization occurs. So basically 4 parts are there: ovaries are there, fallopian tube is there, the uterus is there, and the outermost muscular tube, that is vagina. It is the part of the female reproductive system.